Well guys, all hell is breaking loose in crypto right now as per usual, and I'm here to explain it for you. Now, to make it very simple and very short, there was a bank named Silicon Valley Bank, and they held a bunch of their reserves in long-term bonds. Now, of course, due to the interest rate hikes and the inversions on bonds, this can lead many people who hold long-term bonds to see a loss if they're forced to sell it right now. And so, of course, there were little rumors going around about SVB being kind of negative or underwater, and they were saying, stay calm. No, there's no issue here. Just don't do a run on the bank. Everybody don't need to start taking their money out right now. We're fine. And what do people do? They start taking their money out. Now, as people start to take their money out too much, they get to a point where they don't have enough money to start to pay back everybody. So, of course, the FDIC steps in and says, whoa, let's figure this out. Let's pause everything for a second. We're locking up all this money until we figure out what we need to do to make sure this goes as smoothly as possible. Now, of course, because they did lock up those funds, the companies who have money on SVB are unable to access them. And, of course, one of those companies is Coinbase. Now, they have about $3 billion locked up at SVB right now, meaning that about $3 billion worth of USDC or USD coin is currently not backed by anything. So what do people do? Well, they're like, I don't want to fall in that $3 billion. Let me make sure I can get my money out right now before we get that low. Let me make sure I can get my money out right now before this thing completely goes to zero. And of course, as that supply does hit the market, there's not much demand hitting the market. There's literally no arbitrage right now. And that causes a depegging in the coin. Now, I'm not going to get into the technical definition of a depegging, but just know it means that that stable coin is no longer worth $1, it's worth less than $1, which of course isn't good. Now, is there a chance, is there a likelihood that this thing is going to repeg? Yeah, possibly so, right? I think of that $3 billion, they should get a pretty substantial amount of it back. It all comes down to how the FDIC handles this from this point forward. This is not the world of crypto. Things are a little bit more secure and insured in the world of traditional finance, but the FDIC doesn't really secure that much. So of course we'll have to see. But realistically, there is a chance that USDC will be able to recover from this. It will go back up to its repegging of $1 and everything will be fine. But take it from one who did this dumbass mistake right here. You don't want to find out if that's going to happen or not. Trust me. So there's going to be a lot of people telling you, oh, dude, just buy USDC. It's a stable coin. It always goes back up to $1. If you buy it right now at 90 cents and it goes back up to $1, you'll make 12% on your 12% gain. It's easy. Just like that. Done. No problem. Trust me, if this thing's going to collapse, it's going to collapse. That's just how this works, okay? I know it's probably your first time in this whole crypto shit. If it's going to collapse, it's just going to collapse, and we just have to deal with it, okay? So the best thing that I think to do right now is to just transfer your USDC into USDT, or transfer it into DAI. DAI is also depegging, so be careful there. But the best thing you can do is just get it off of USDC, and don't buy any USDC right now unless you're truly willing for all that money to completely disappear. Because if it's going to collapse, all your money's gone, and there's nothing you can do about it, okay? You need to decide if right now it's worth taking that risk or not. Personally, I took a little 5%, 6% haircut on my USDC. I didn't really care that much because I am in a position where I believe I'll recapture that with a Bitcoin investment and just waiting 12 months. So I'm not all that worried about it. But realistically, I'm not confident enough to risk, losing all of my position because I'm trying to, save 6%. So overall, I'm taking all of my money out of USDC. Personally, that obviously does make this whole USDC collapse worse. And if people would just relax, it would probably go back up. But that's not the way this whole works. Capitalism is a mother effer, right? But realistically, I'm doing that, and I'm also moving any money whatsoever that I had on Coinbase into my self-custodial wallet. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm a lazy piece of shit and I buy some crypto and I just leave it on the centralized exchange, usually Coinbase. But I'm not gonna be lazy today. I'm moving all of that money off of Coinbase into my self-custodial wallet, just in case for any reason anything weird starts to happen with Coinbase as a result of all of this. So the best thing you can do right now, in my opinion, is determine whether or not you are willing to risk your fiat, really, and by holding USDC or buying USDC, and you really need to get your money off of centralized exchanges for the time being, or for good, honestly, in my opinion. And of course, as this all does play out, I will continue to update you. All I do ask is that you like this video so more people see it, and I will see you all very soon. Peace.